Let's take it over to CME Group now for today's market movers with the easy to follow futures and options trades.
Welcome to Market Movers. I'm Jim Iuorio with Scott Martin.
Hi, Jim.
Okay, so we are coming up on unemployment number on Friday. Last time we were expecting about 180, like it seems like we always are. We got a blockbuster 304. This time we're expecting 181. Does it happen again?
It probably does. I think we got around that blockbuster number, which was bound to happen, as you mentioned. And so just something more along the lines of expectations is probably what we're going to see, Jim. But I'm saying about 200K.
Okay, and Wednesday we had a good ADP number, a really good ADP number, particularly the revisions. The market kind of took it on the chin that day. Does the market think if the trade tussle gets settled and we have good unemployment that the Fed's going to flip back?
It might. It's a hawkish, which might be the risk here, right? But what's interesting about what we talked about how the last month number, as far as the blockbuster and payrolls, didn't really knock the market off course, nor did it push rates up very much higher. So maybe until rates start bubbling up again, even before the Fed speaks, that's what you need to watch for.
Now, before we dive into our trade discussion, I'd like to point out that these trades are examples, not recommendations or advice. When we price these out, the S&P, a March contract, was trading about 27.72, 73.
Yes, a little volatility today,
Amen.
Jim, as we looked at doing the show. And just a market to me that just feels and looks a little tired. It just feels like it's running out of a little bit of gas.
You and other people, too.
Yes, that's true. And I've been waiting for that, too, if you look back at many previous Market Mover shows. So that said, though, I still think there's something to take possibly advantage of that I actually put on already today, Jim, which is today looking at buying the March 27.75, 27.50 put spread for about 9 ticks in the ES. This trade expires March 15th. It risks 450 to make potential 800. The underlying you mentioned about 27.75. Just because in looking at the charts and looking how things are just kind of turning over here, I believe some put spread action is a way to maybe protect some of the longs I have on, and it pulls us back down just a little bit to that level where you get the put spread filled out.
I think that's reasonable, and I think it's a reasonable expression. I noticed you picked March 15th, despite the fact that we're talking about employment, which goes off on March 8th. Why do you want that extra other week?
Well, listen, because we've seen before, this could be a good number, it could be a bad number, and the market may be striving to figure that out. So sometimes it takes a couple days to get the real move out of the market.
I like it. So I'm looking at the other way, and I'm looking at something a little further out, too. I'm looking at buying the March 2800, 2815 call spread for 4 ticks. Also expires March 15th and risks 200 to make 550. The reason I like that extra week are the things you said, and at any point in time, we could get a real live resolution on the China trade dispute. That is a good thing, I think, unless the Fed flip-flops hawkish.
True, or how long does that stay in the market? Because at some point, the market knows that's coming. And I think we've started to see that in some of these reactive days where you get a 5 or 10 handle bump in the ES, and then all of a sudden it sells off and the sellers come in. So I think that could happen again if we get a deal.
In a quick nutshell, can a deal take us above the 28.25 level, at least on an initial knee-jerk spike?
Yeah, but if we stay there, that's the question. Then look at the stocks and the transports, too, now, which have turned over today as well. That, to me, is not a great sign that we're going to hang out up there.
Gotcha. Thanks for joining us on Market Movers. I'm Jim Iuorio, where we are helping to make you a better trader.
Check out businessfirstam.com to find out where to see our entire show. And don't forget to like, follow, and share Business First AM.